Welcome to a very exciting episode of PowerrrSurge. We've never had anything quite like this, but we are going to be determining all the teams that you will see in the Crockett Cup, along with seeing some matches from our NWA arena that you have never seen before. So please allow me to welcome, at this time, our General Manager of Talent, Pat Kenney, and the owner of the National Wrestling Alliance, William Patrick Corgan. Let's talk all about these teams. I know you guys have had a lot of discussions. I'm sure every tag team on the face of the earth wants to be a part of it, but you got to be the best of the best if you want to be in the Crockett Cup.
Hundreds of teams contacting us, and so it was very difficult to get it down to a very focused group. So we're going to have 20 teams, but only 16 seeds, so it's a little complicated, but we're going to walk everybody through how we did the seeding. We'll keep it moving and keep it quick, but I think when you hear some of these names, you're going to understand why this is going to be an important tournament. March 19th and 20th, Nashville Fairgrounds. Tickets are available, but if you want to watch on pay-per-view, I recommend our all-access pass on Fight. Two-night tournament, so any winner will have to win 4 matches to be the Crockett Cup champion, and it's going to be a grueling march.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Go ahead, Pat.
Probably one of the hardest things we've ever had to do is pick from all these submissions, all these tag teams from the United States, outside of the United States. So it just shows you the growing up as a kid, I watched the Crockett Cup. Billy did. You did. And the name still resonates. Still has juice on the street, as they would say.
Yeah, that's why we have to fit it into 2 nights. We couldn't do it all in one night, but I think we got to get right to it. Who's our first seed?
Well, I think the obvious pick, of course, is the NWA Worlds Tag Champions, La Rebellion. They've held the titles for a while, and it's just obvious. I mean, you hold those titles, and they defended against guys of every size and acumen. So they certainly deserve to be the 1 seed.
All right, that's number 1. Yeah, Pat, go ahead.
Layup.
Yeah, that one.
If they're not the number 1 seed, we go home. It's over. If our World Tag Team Champions are the number 1 seed, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well, then it pushes you in that awkward position, because now who do you put in at number 2?
Well, the Briscoes. Easily one of the most storied tag teams of this particular generation, or any generation. I'm a personal fan of them. They bring something to the table that only they bring. I put them up there with the Hardys as a sort of a legendary this generation tag team where they're a must-watch. So just start right there. La Rebellion in the 1 seed, Briscoes in 2. Just that alone is a marquee matchup. So, when you put all this talent together under one roof, no less than 20 teams. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Little backstory on the Briscoes, just because I have a natural connection. So I grew up in Delaware. They grew up in Delaware. The guy who broke me into the business, Jim Kettner, also broke the Briscoes into the business. And when I was in ECW, I came to a show to meet them specifically. And I remember meeting them and just seeing the look in their eyes of young lions. And now they are arguably the kings of the tag team jungle, and them at 2 and our tag team champions at 1. I'm just saying,
a main event match right there. But we got to keep moving. What's number 3?
Well, number 3 was going to be OGK, but here in Oak Grove, Kentucky, I made the decision to have them face the Fixers in what was the seeded thing before we announced it. It was a spur of the moment decision. I thought, these fans, the sold-out show deserves something. Let's start the Crockett Cup right here tonight. And so, unfortunately, OGK lost to the Fixers. So that first run matchup, but OGK was slotted in at 3.
And you want to talk about a bracket buster? The 3 teams out. First night, they're out. And it was the right call what you did. I mean, let's give it to the crowd. Some people, now the Fixers beating them now have an advantage in the rest of the tournament. So keep your eyes there.
That's exciting right now. Let's move on to number 4.
Well, number 4 is really complicated because with Nick now set to face Matt Cardona for the NWA Worlds Heavyweight Championship, I know Doug Williams really wants to be in this tournament and was looking forward to it. And Doug, of course, is one of the greatest tag team wrestlers ever. So we're going to keep Doug Williams in at 4. I'm not sure who he's going to get, but I'm sure he'll find a credible tag team partner. And so I'm very comfortable with Doug Williams at 4, and we'll see who comes in as his partner.
Keep your eye on that situation, because that could get real interesting.
Yeah.
Real interesting.
He's been in the business a long time. I'm sure he's got a lot of friends.
Long time.
A lot of friends to choose from. Let's move it on, though. Number 5.
strictly business. Haven't held the gold for a while, but certainly Adonis, who's just lost the national title, and Latimer, who seems to be on the ascendancy, although he lost to Nick Aldis. Again, I feel very comfortable with strictly business at 5. I mean, they've been a mainstay in the tag division for a while, and 2 tough men. So, you know, the thing about the tournament is you can look at maybe at the record and see where they've been, but then when you think Latimer and Adonis in a tournament style, with the physicality and their ability to withstand punishment, and both men can finish, right? It's like having 2 great shooters on a team, like Golden State or something, right? It's like both guys can finish. And with all due respect, not everybody in this tournament has 2 finishers on the same team. So, impressive.
You could slot them anywhere. You could slot them 1 to 5, and there's no argument.
Yeah.
There's no argument.
Yeah, you could argue they could be higher, and you could argue they would be a tad lower, but I feel pretty comfortable with them there.
Underrated team right there. Just saying.
Let's keep things moving along.
So this was a tough one. We went back and forth over and over again, and so it literally came down to a coin flip because we couldn't decide who was going to be 6 and who was going to be 7. So who won the coin flip? Pope and Mims.
It's interesting because Mims has already specified that Pope is his mentor. But how is that going to play in real life when the bullets start flying? You know, is he going to become too emotional? I mean, we saw bits and pieces of that at Oak Grove when Pope became too emotional and lost the match. Does that happen again because of the situation, because of the emotion involved in the relationship?
Yeah, I've known Pope a long time, personally, and he's found a groove in the NWA that you probably haven't seen for a long time from Pope. He's definitely on the ascendancy ever since he won that Champion Series title shot, and he's had that in his pocket. I feel very comfortable with Pope at 6. Mims is kind of an open question, but certainly one of the most dominant rising stars that we have, young. It's a great opportunity. And, you know, what I like about this is, you know, sometimes you can see somebody maybe a little bit above where they should be, but people either rise to the challenge or they follow the challenge. So the other end of the coin flip, and this is where it got difficult, is at 7, it's Kratos and Stevens, former NWA World Tag Champions. But the back and forth between them, the issues with Kratos, with Stevens' behavior, Stevens' very erratic behavior, but certainly as former tag champions, you certainly have no problem putting him in at 7. Same thing, it's like you could say a little higher, a little lower, but you're not really sure where that's going. That's where sort of the middle part of the bracket gets a little murky, like who's better than who, but you got to look at pedigree in that sense. Aaron, long-time success. Kratos, absolutely on the ascendancy on the wrestling, in the world of sport, of wrestling.
And I'm sure, Pat, you agree with all that. We got to keep things moving along, though. The last team that we're going to be talking about before we go to some in-ring action here, who's coming in number 8?
Well, it's perfect, right? We're at 8, and we're going to go out of the segment. It's the end. The end is the end of this segment. But here's the thing. Perro is out of his mind. I would probably rate them higher, but he's out of his freaking mind, as we would say. Odinson, that's an interesting one, because you look at that guy and say, that guy's a bust-out star. But those two are very, very tightly knit. And in my occasional discussions with them, any suggestion of splitting them in any direction. So in this tournament, their bond, their unshakable bond to one another, that's a strength. Because, again, you could say, well, maybe a bit lower given the record and kind of where they've been. But 2 powerful guys. And watch out for Odinson.
High upside. They've shown flashes of elite-level championship tag
Flashes.
team. Flashes. Now, can they put it all together 2 consecutive nights and walk out?
And win 4 matches. That's the thing. And that's what makes the Crockett Cup so intriguing, right?
It really does. That's the first half of our bracket, ladies and gentlemen. I know you tuned into this episode to also see some wrestling. Let's head to the NWA Arena as Sal Rinauro takes on Jay Spade. Welcome to the action inside the NWA Arena. Jay Spade taking on a very, very different Sal Rinauro.
I mean, what is going on lately with Sal Rinauro?
I think he's possessed by the devil. Did you not see what happened with him?
That blood
in the
he
Sinister
drank?
Minister? He drank blood.
Sal Rinauro knows what's going on with Sal Rinauro right now.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't. He's definitely snapped. He's definitely wanting to join forces with the dark side.
And he definitely needs to do something.
I don't know what he's doing with that hair right now, but he has little psycho, I think.
But still, he's got Danny Deals in his corner. Danny Deals always a big supporter, one of the best friends of Sal Rinauro, even though he's aligned himself with the Sinister Minister and Judais. Now Sal Rinauro taking Jay Spade in the corner. Look at
Body
that.
shots, body shots, body shots. Ooh.
Quick.
You gotta be careful not to get
my
disqualified
gosh.
here.
He has lost his mind.
Oh, Spade said
Dear
it's enough.
God, did you see the intensity of that punch?
Oh, man.
Rattled it.
Jay Spade, such an impressive young talent we have here in the National Wrestling Alliance. Just look at the agility on display.
Beautiful drop kick, absolutely.
And that's an example right now.
As a superior athlete.
Well, as a junior heavyweight here, look at the size of this guy. He qualifies.
Great.
Oh, he looks fantastic.
Great. Absolutely.
Rinauro.
Nice hip toss.
Also in the junior heavyweight category. Eats the clothesline. Stacked up right here. Shoulders are down. 2 count.
I am impressed by Jay Spade, I must say.
Reaches for the hair, and I think it just slipped right off.
Oh, but look at this. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
After the fingers, after the joints.
What happened to your pal Sal?
This is not the Sal Rinauro that I
This
know
is- no,
that I
it's
tagged
not.
with. This is a different.
No. Oh, look at the viciousness. He's like a wild animal. He's a beast.
He wants more blood, Joe.
Once you get a taste
of that blood, he's thirsty for it.
He's a rabid animal.
I'm not sure that was Romanian.
I don't know. I think it was
1942.
possessed. Anything that comes from James.
Oh, and now he's going after the ears.
My God. What the?
This is Sinister Sal. Sinister Sal.
Yes, Joe. Great point. Oh my God.
Oh, and with the palm thrusts.
Does Danny Deal?
Danny Deals is
Danny
condoning
Deals
this.
supporting this?
He is. Danny Deals when Sal was.
Oh, and again, Sal going for the fingers.
He's gonna.
When Sal was summoned to drink that blood, it looked like Danny Deals was a little concerned, like
Right.
he didn't want him to do. But I think he's kind of on board with this new Sal Rinauro right now. He's cheering him on.
Looking the outside leg, 2 count.
There's like no concern over Sal's actions.
I can't get on board with this, Sal.
No, I can't. I'm trying to bite off his ear and draw blood and.
Once again, going back to the fingers, the joint manipulation.
Lord.
Now he's got the leg.
That's what happens when you join forces with the dark side, I guess.
I have never seen a submission like this before.
Well, I mean, look. We see there's a size difference, right?
Yeah.
But when you stretch a man, when you get him in that position, when you start manipulating those joints, it takes away the size difference.
And he's completely unprotected.
Jeez.
Unprotected into the cover. 1 count. Spade, he's staying in this fight. Hooks the leg again.
Time's a charm, but not tonight, Sal.
I like this intensity, but I mean,
But look, you say that, but
Sal
look,
right now,
look what
rocking
you got
back
right now.
and forth. Oh my gosh, that's some like straight
say I
jackets.
like-
That's some straight jacket stuff right there.
You say I like his intensity, and he's on a roll, and then he shuts it
Who
down,
is he
crosses
reaching up
his
to?
leg.
He's like reaching.
Is it the Sinister Minister?
I don't know. I don't know. But he's unlocked something. The demon within.
Gosh.
Sal eats the back elbow.
Another one.
Jay Spade finding some opportunities here, building momentum.
Oh my gosh, the contact that made.
Will it be enough?
That may be it.
I don't know. Psycho Sal is.
Did you notice Sal was smiling? He was smiling
That's
after
why I
getting
called
kicked in
him.
the mouth.
That's why I said Psycho Sal.
Psycho Sal, Sinister Sal. Oh my gosh.
You've got to question somebody's mindset that will
Smile
drink blood,
during taking a beating.
blood, right?
Yep.
That will lick somebody's
Again,
face. I'm not
look at
gonna
that.
judge
Going
the
for the
others.
fingers. Going for the fingers again.
But obviously, he's got some kind of craving for this pain, and just like you said, he's smiling all the way through it.
I think all the screws are loose at this point. But wow, the height on that.
Caught with a sky high, shoulders are down.
Oh, he
Wow.
The winner of this match, Jay Spade.
Jay Spade able to ride out The sinister style storm and the damage that was done to the fingers.
I think this is going to turn Sal even more sinister and more psychotic than he already is.
I think he's got to a point where
Look at his face.
He was so desperate to win. He had lost so many matches that it did something to his brain. I think it warped him. It turned him into whatever it is we're
blood
seeing right
too,
now.
that blood that he drank, whatever was in that blood. Oh, God, he's trying to rip his beard out. Oh, my God. Dear God.
He's completely lost it, folks. We have to take a break. We'll be right back.
Wrestling fans, tickets are now on sale for the NWA's highly anticipated debut at Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Come, witness wrestling as it was meant to be Monday, March 21st and Tuesday, March 22nd, as we head back into the fire for 2 packed days of NWA Power tapings. And then, Wednesday, March 23rd, we showcase the most exciting talent the wrestling world has to offer as NWA USA comes to Nashville, Tennessee. For tickets, visit NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com. The NWA All Access Annual Pass on Fight. For just $49.99 a year, you can see all 6 NWA pay-per-views each year live on Fight. Enjoy first-run airings each Tuesday of new NWA Power episodes at a historical time of 6:05. Watch the action of NWA USA Saturdays and experience fight-only special events and content like the acclaimed 10 Pounds of Gold series. All the action, all the power, all the pay-per-views, all the shows. For only $49.99, that's a savings of over $100 opposed to if you were just to order it all alone. To subscribe, visit Fight.tv today. That's FITE.tv. NWA All Access on Fight. Why bother with monthly subscriptions when 1 year gets it all?
Welcome back to PowerrrSurge. Joining me at this time, William Patrick Corgan. And Billy, you've had some really long conversations with our former NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion, Trevor Murdoch, after that brutal beatdown, bleeding like a stuck pig in Oak Grove. I mean, where's his headspace? What's he like? How's it going with Trevor?
Well, I've known Trevor a long time. Holding the 10 pounds of gold was probably the most important thing that's happened to him outside of his family, his lovely wife, and his children. He's devastated. He's devastated. Not only does he feel like he let himself and his family down, but he feels like he let the NWA down. Matt Cardona represents everything that he hates about professional wrestling. And his emotions are there in the sense that he feels he let down Harley, he let down, everybody who built this company and left us something to fight for. So it's really, really difficult. Additionally, I was talking to the medical staff, he is not cleared. So, you would think with Nick stepping forward to take up the challenge of Cardona, you'd think Trevor would feel kind of set aside or marginalized. And it was the exact opposite. He's like, look, if I can't go, Nick's the guy. So he threw his full support in behind the match. And now that we're looking at Cardona and Nick Aldis for the NWA Worlds Heavyweight Championship at Crockett Cup, we got a lot of tough questions. I know Trevor's asking himself those tough questions. And I don't want to make it as simple as, as your colleague, our colleague, Velvet, likes to point out, the NWA doesn't need saving. We're really the custodians of something that's really, really special. And I welcome on some level the challenge that Matt Cardona is facing to us about what does this company represent, where is it going. And what I tell Trevor, what I tell Nick is, look, if you're going to represent the company, it's one thing to defend the past. It's one thing to represent what we all love about this company. But we have to fight through the modern world, the noise of the modern world. Matt Cardona has done an exemplary job of fighting through that on his own terms. Like he said, he's a self-made man. So as a promoter, I can't say I hate the matchup, because if he's our existential challenge, well, then he's our existential challenge. So Trevor feels devastated that he was not able to meet that challenge tonight. He was injured on the floor. We all saw what happened. I'm for one, not one for blood. It was hard to watch. I thought that the ref was in a difficult position of whether or not to stop the match. And, you know, if it wouldn't have been a main event championship match, I think that match probably would have been stopped. That's not to make an excuse for Trevor, because Trevor wouldn't have wanted the match stopped.
He refused it. There were points where the referee was asking him if he wanted to stop it, and he flat out refused. And that's the kind of man.
But as you know, safety is one of our main priorities here. You know, we want tough contests, but we want safe contests. And look, I was right there, and if I thought the match should have been stopped, you know, I literally would have walked out here myself and stopped it. So, you know, I rely on my referees to be my eyes and ears in the ring. I thought the ref did a great job of sort of letting it go about as far as it was going. Probably right about the time it was probably time to shut it down. You know, then obviously what happened. So congratulations to our new champion, Matt Cardona. I don't have to like him. I don't have to love him. But he beat our NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion, our former NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion. He beat him in that ring. And what do we like to say? We like to settle in the ring. And come Crockett Cup, Nick Aldis versus Matt Cardona. It reminds me on some level of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, in his own way, presented an existential challenge to this company. And Nick rose to that challenge. So I'm looking very forward to seeing how that's all going to play out. And I can only encourage fans to follow along in this very interesting chapter, because there are moments in time where you kind of stop and you go, okay, something's happening. And I'm not saying Matt Cardona is going to change the NWA, but maybe the NWA needs changing. You know, maybe we've got to look at the way we do business, the way we present our product. Those are good challenges to have. As somebody who's been in the entertainment business for over 35 years, I faced those, my own challenges personally. And so what I look forward to, and let's just end on Trevor because he really deserves our respect. The Trevor Murdoch I know will go back to the drawing board. He'll lay in bed long nights thinking about what he could have done different. And let's not forget, he's in the direct lineage of one of the greatest champions ever, Harley Race. And he's going to go back to that drawing board. And I think he's going to come up and meet that challenge when it's time. And now, you know, it's going to be this battle for the ages, really, in many ways. Old school, new school. Old way, new way. As you know, Nick is very old school. He respects this business, and he expects everyone to respect it the way he does. So it's going to be very interesting going forward here.
Yeah, a real money-making main event, especially from a man in your perspective, as looking this as a business. I mean, you've got a man who was an incredibly dominant world champion, held on to that title for more than 1,000 days, and now he can, once again, he could have a third reign as champion.
Or Matt Cardona, who's really on the ascendancy on the world stage, could not only change the direction of his professional life by conquering a Nick Aldis in the intensity of the Crockett Cup, is that, you know, it's a standalone championship match outside the Crockett Cup tournament. And of course, British Invasion, you know, now that's in flux where we're going there, and we'll talk about that. But it'll be interesting because if Matt Cardona is able to vanquish in short order, back to back, Trevor Murdoch and Nick Aldis, that's going to say something about this company. We're going to have to sort of dig deep and sort of see where we're going because, look, as many people know, the champions carry tremendous sway in this company. And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I've booked my life around, you know, agree or don't agree, but I've been a star for over 30 years. I understand the mentality of a star. I understand why stars do what they do. You know, there's that old saying, you got to get yours, right? Stars got to get theirs when that window is open. And right now, Matt Cardona's window is open. And, yeah, we're gonna see what happens here.
Still very exciting times as we get closer and closer to the Crockett Cup. And later on in this broadcast, I'll be talking with our NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion, Matt Cardona and Nick Aldis. Stay tuned for that. But now we're going to go back to the action inside the NWA Arena, a match you have not seen before. This is AK-47, Allysin K taking on Missa Kate.
Red hot action inside the NWA Arena. Missa Kate taking on one half of the Hex, one half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions.
Let's go, let's ring the bell.
Allysin Kate, looks like Missa Kate wanted to start things off. And this match could be over before it starts.
Well, it was kind of a smart tactic by Missa Kate going after Allysin K right away because she's in the ring with a bigger opponent, and you kind of want to take it to your opponent right away, try to break her down and get the advantage.
And exactly what she said, Velvet. She did. I don't know if she realized how big her opponent was because she tried to body slam there, not prepared for that at all, and Alyssin's not having any of that.
Oh, she's able to block though.
Oh my gosh!
Wow! Look at the power!
And power by Missa Kate. Wow! She.
Allysin Kate. Oh wow! Double knees. Could be a huge upset here. Gets a 1 count.
She's staying on her though.
Oh, Shining Wizard! Oh, this could be it here! Wow! I think Kate's proving that she don't get paid by the hour. She wants to win this match quickly. Stacks her up, match for cover, 2 count.
Series of pins now.
Oh, she's frustrated. She's mad.
She is mad.
She's so mad. Slides in with that forearm. Kick to the midsection.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That was a vicious blow. Choking AK on the ropes now.
She wants to win this thing by any means necessary.
She does.
Yeah, you can't blame her. I mean, that beating Allysin K is a huge victory for anybody.
Yeah, one half of our NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. That is a huge victory for Missa Kate, absolutely.
Can she pull it off, though? That still remains to be seen here as Allysin Kate eats another clubbing blow.
I like the intensity that Missa Kate shows.
Double tough Chicago girl here. I want to work on.
Snapmare on AK now.
Yeah. Beautiful transition there.
She's reaching for something, anything to help, anything to get a grip. And she found something.
Jawbreaker gets the separation now.
Rubbing that jaw, trying to get the feeling back in her face.
Splash in the corner.
Knocking Marty Bell. Right now.
That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. Took her eye off the ball for just a fraction of a second.
AK with the
cost
cover.
her the match, perhaps so close.
Oh my gosh.
Roundhouse kick. Picture perfect. Side of the face. Into the cover, 2 count.
Crowd is definitely behind this match between these two competitors.
Ducks a clothesline.
Ooh, takes her down.
Kicking that hamstring. But Allysin Kate.
Yep.
Yeah. Able to
call
block.
it the timeout, but I don't think you can do that.
Good night.
Can't do it.
Wow. That was like swinging a baseball bat.
Beautiful neck breaker by AK.
She's got her hooked.
This could be it here. Setting her up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Kate was able to
reload it. That's strength right there.
Oh, but still, Kate was able to get to the
ropes.
Get to that turnbuckle.
I wasn't expecting that.
She's looking for something big here.
Oh, she misses.
Took a little too long trying to set up for that corkscrew splash. Are we going to see
He's
it?
got her this time, though.
The AK-47. And you're right, Tim. That was a fully loaded magazine.
That's it.
Ooh.
The winner of this match,
Shots fired.
AK Allysin Kate.
That was a hard-fought victory for one half of our World Tag Team Champions.
Some exciting picks have already been made for the Crockett Cup, but we got to figure out what is our next half of the bracket. Billy Corgan, who's coming in at number 9?
Well, as Luke Hawks likes to point out, they're the only father-son tag team in all of professional wrestling. Hawks every. PJ, the son of Luke, who's a fantastic professional wrestler, but PJ really reminds me of a young Vern Gagne. Not that I was around. I'm a little bit older now, but I wasn't around for Vern. But I've seen enough, and I grew up in Chicago and saw a lot of Vern as a personality. Keep your eyes on PJ. This is a perfect test, as you've seen in the best seat of the house here at ringside. PJ Hawks has uncommon strength, and then again, you look at a tag tournament. You got to win 4 matches over 2 nights. That bond between father and son is. You might see something out of Hawks that you wouldn't necessarily see in just a straight-up one-on-one matchup, because those two can dig deep in ways that basically nobody else in the tournament can do.
There's you have kids. I have kids. There's a different bond with kids.
Yeah, you love them, you hate them, but right? You love them, hate them,
but that bond and that emotion and that love spills into the ring.
What's interesting. This is just me pontificating, but I think if Luke Hawks trusts PJ in a way that he's never trusted before, I'm not saying he doesn't trust his son, but if he really gets him behind and understands that his son is about to bust out and be a star in this sport, I think they can go pretty far in this tournament.
PJ's the Flash, Luke's the Muscle. That's an interesting dynamic.
Yes.
I like it a lot. Let's move on. Number 10.
Well, Velvet Sky's favorite team, the Dirty Sexy Boys. Shh. Look, JTG, it took him a hot second here in the NWA to find kind of his spot, to use the insider term. And certainly a talented guy, but he's been through some things in the last couple of years that's very public. Obviously with the passing of his former partner, and God rest his soul. The minute Dango came in, you think like JTG and Dango, instant chemistry. And in both cases, long careers, right? Perfect shape. Both guys have a lot of kind of power and wrestling savvy, wrestling IQ. That's an interesting, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about this. Is like you look at them and think they could go pretty far. Could they win it all? They could surprise you, but you think they could certainly win. And that's what I like about this tournament, is like the balance in it. And that's why we debated about this for so long.
So if you were to look at Vegas odds, let's say Vegas odds on the board, right? And they would probably be going off at about 25 to 1, but they would probably be the best, for me, the best return on investment, because they could win. I mean, they could win it.
A lot of experience.
They could win it.
A lot of experience.
They could win it.
And they really gel together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, and they still have more time to gel together. So what's going to happen?
Okay, 11, right? 11.
Mm-hmm. That's where we're at.
Okay, this is where Mr. Cardona winning the championship is already rearing his head. We had somebody in the slot.
He's brutal.
He forced us to force somebody out of the tournament who had the spot.
Really?
Booked, ready to go. He's got it. He's got his own tag team now, and they're called, get this, the Cardonas.
Is Matt in it?
No, Mike Knox and
VSK.
VSK, the guy that came out after Cardona won, and his best friend
from
childhood.
In his long list of demands, besides sort of throwing out there other things that he wants, which I'm sure we're all about to hear about ad nauseum, he said, I got to have my guys in the Crockett Cup because this is my company now. And he literally forced us to force somebody out. It was a situation where it was very difficult for us to make because it was somebody coming in from outside the company, certainly an attraction to fans. And we had to make a call because we have to have the World Heavyweight Champion there. But what are we going to do?
And he doesn't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told what to do. I mean, but at the end of the day, It is what it is.
It is what it is. So
Champ.
that Cardona's.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to number 12 then.
Okay. you know them and you love them. At least I think you do. Gold Rush, right?
Gold Rush?
Gold Rush?
Gold Rush. RUSHHH.
Gold Rush.
Are you starting to ring any bells?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Gold
yes.
Rush.
Yes.
Jordan Clearwater and Marche Rockett, obviously represented by Black G's and Church's Money Enterprises and Idle Mano Sports Management. Tyrus has given his blessing to this placing, and of course they let it be known, and they also threw their weight around to make sure that their guys were going to be in the tournament. Although I don't have a problem with it. I've known Marche for over 10 years. Super talented guy. Clearwater is a little out of his mind, but again, super talented, and he's shown not only in this company but in other Cubs that he can hang. So I'm very comfortable with them being in this tournament. The Gold Rush name, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think that little inside baseball. They presented me with two names because I obviously got to clear them. Golden Rocket was the other one.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Golden Rocket. So
yeah, that's why we went with Gold Rush. But listen, size-wise, I mean, they're both 6'4".
Hey.
They match up with anybody.
I think Marche is more like 6'5".
I was going to say, and
What,
like
240, 250.
Yeah. They both look the part. They both wrestle the part.
Like I can look real quick here. Take me a second. Let's see who they be facing. Well, I can't find my stupid sheet now. Let's see what Gold Rush would be facing in their first round matchup. Strictly Business.
Oh, wow.
So just like take that as a quick matchup, right? I mean, Strictly Business, a lot there, but you can't sleep on Clearwater and Rocket in this situation, right? I mean, size-wise, power-wise.
Go through the list and say to yourself, who matches up physically the best with Strictly Business? Go through, and you go Jordan Clearwater and Marche Rocket.
I like it a lot. Let's keep going.
All right, my friend.
Lucky number 13.
13. You know, I know it's hard to believe there is a charitable side to me. They begged, they cajoled, they emailed, they sent Instagram DMs. The ill-begotten. Now I can't say who's going to appear because at the current moment there's 4 ill-begotten.
Right.
So the ill-begotten enter number 13. I don't give much of a shot, but they certainly are part of the NWA. And
anything can happen.
Look, anything can happen, right? 14, well, that was the Fixers. They didn't really beat anybody. You know what I mean? They caused a lot of problems. So 14, but they're through.
Yeah.
They're basically now the 3 seed because they've beaten the 3 seed, and thus they control that position moving forward in the bracket.
It's like those NCAA tournaments where suddenly a team that nobody thought had a chance goes through in the first round on a higher seed, and you're suddenly like, well, you got to take them serious, right?
It's a huge advantage for them, too. It's possibly, if they go all the way to the end, that's one less match that they had to do that night.
Bracket buster.
Yeah.
There's your bracket buster.
Okay, so last two, 15 and 16. 15, I'll let you take that one.
So because of all these submissions, we basically figured that, you know what, we're still going through them. We're going to figure out separately the 15 seed, okay? That may be a coin flip. That may be a resume. However we're going to do it. We're going to figure out out of all these submissions, which one goes in.
Because we've gotten hundreds.
It's just
literally hundreds of
and
submissions.
they're still coming in, and we don't want to cut it off yet. And then
16
will be a play-in type of match.
A four-way. So the first match of Crockett Cup will be a four-way, and then whoever wins that will go in as the 16 seed. So they would have to actually win 5. But I like the opportunity. Because let me tell you, as soon as we opened up and said, hey, do you want to be in the Crockett Cup? I mean, hundreds and hundreds of submissions all over the world, literally. Yeah, there's the guy getting the. So we like that in that it gives 20 teams an opportunity, and anything can happen. One thing people often overlook, and like they do stuff on paper, but injuries play a huge part. As we saw in the match with Trevor Murdoch and Matt Cardona, I mean Trevor was legit injured, and you might have played that match straight up 10 times, and Trevor wins 8 out of 10, but that injury really played into it. We'll never know, right? That's why we play the game.
That to me is going to be the story of the tournament. Is which teams, a team goes out there and can put somebody away in 6 minutes as opposed to a team who has to go out there and wrestle 15, 20 minutes, and now you have that little period of rest in between.
Yeah, sorry, let's go back to Strictly Business and Golden Rush or whatever, the Gold Rush. Hey, let's say Strictly Business beats them in the first round, but it's a 18-minute match. Because Marche in particular, very physical man.
Absolutely.
So that's where it gets, you can't, that's where the arduous process of having to win 4 matches. It might come down to like some of the vets might take chances they wouldn't otherwise take in a singles matchup to try to blow through guys quicker. They might blow themselves up. So I'm really looking forward to it.
The younger guy, the younger guys may say, let's stretch it out. Let's make them work. Let's tire them down. And then that's going to increase
look for our spots.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, again, 2-night tournament. That's the bedrock of this event. But then also we're going to have, World Heavyweight title match. Camille will defend her title. The women's tag champions will be defending their titles. Tyrus will be defending his television title. So it's going to be a stack-loaded card. Our new national champion will be in action defending his new national champion.
Tickets still available, folks. Go to NWATIX.com.
Will you be there?
With bells on. When we come back, more action from inside the NWA arena. Stay tuned.
It's back. The NWA presents the return of the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament live on pay-per-view from the historic Nashville Fairgrounds Saturday, March 19th and Sunday, March 20th. 16 teams. 2 nights, 1 massive event. Scheduled to appear are NWA World Tag Team Champions La Rebellion, the Briscoe Brothers, the British Invasion, Strictly Business, and many, many more. Tickets are on sale now at NWATix.com. That's NWATIX.com.
For over 70 years, one name has stood for history, legacy, and tradition in professional wrestling, and the centerpiece of that legacy is the original lineal heavyweight championship of the world, the one that started them all, known to many as the 10 pounds of gold. Now, by popular demand, you can own your very own symbol of excellence, as the NWA has teamed up with Fandu Belts to bring you the official replica of the NWA Worlds Heavyweight Championship. This meticulously handcrafted belt is available in 2 options, the original pre-2021 Glory, as well as the revised 2021 version with the UK plate updated by yours truly. Own the granddaddy of them all, the 10 pounds of gold. To order, visit fandubelts.com/NWA.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We now know every single team that will be participating in the Crockett Cup, but there was one team we didn't need to wait for the
best team ever.
We didn't need to wait from the announcements from William Patrick Corgan and from Pat Kenney. We knew the Fixers after their victory over the OGK. Congratulations.
No, that's OGK nerds. Nerds with the K.
Nerds is spelled with an N.
K is silent.
Like
night.
All right. Listen, you guys are in the Crockett Cup. It's a big opportunity, arguably the biggest opportunity
We're
for
going
you.
to fix the Crockett Cup.
How are you going to do that?
How are we going to do that? How we did the OGK nerds tonight. We fixed them. We'll fix the Crockett Cup. I told you we were here to fix tag team wrestling. We're going all the way. All the way! Take it down a notch. You have a microphone on. You're going to give
we're right here.
Yes.
We're right here.
That was like creepy voice. Don't do that either.
Come on, man.
You got a lot of coaching you need to do with him. Is that why you're the boss?
Yes, that's exactly why I'm the boss. Like I was saying, I don't care if it's the Briscoes, I don't care if it's La Rebellion, or Demolition, or the Legion of Doom, or the Nasty Boys, or the Bushwhackers. You're lucky there's someone between us. I would hit you right now. I would hit you. I would fix you.
Whoa,
and what about you? I thought Velvet would be sitting here. She's much better to look at.
I'm not going to argue with that, but
I was saying, I don't care if it's the Briscoes, La Rebellion. You know what? I even heard a rumor. Listen to you. Listen to me. Listen to me, anchor man.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, I got news for you. There's a rumor in the back. Mm-hmm. There's a big one. I'm going to give you the first tidbit on. I'm going to give you the crack of this egg.
Okay.
You know what it is?
I'm ready.
I've heard the British invasion dropping out. You want to know why? They're afraid to get fixed.
Well,
All-American fix.
Pretty
USA. USA.
Nick Aldis has a championship match
this
against
is where we
Matt
wrestle.
Cardona.
And the National Wrestling Alliance is a USA company. We have Pro Wrestling NWA USA every Saturday, YouTube at noon. Yes. He's not going to be there either.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if the Fixers are your pick to win the Crockett Cup, but they're definitely in it.
They're mine.
We got to keep things moving along here with a big matchup you have not seen before. Jamie Stanley taking on Judais in the NWA Arena.
Now this is an interesting matchup here. Judais taking on America's Jawline, Jamie Stanley, one half of the Rude Dudes.
He is quite rude, Joe.
Well, yeah.
He's very rude.
As rude as El Rudo.
Extremely rude.
Yeah.
Judais, that face. I don't think I've ever seen him with another facial expression, even backstage.
Right.
Even while I saw him driving yesterday. He had that face on. He was in the car alone with that face on. In the elevator with that face on.
It's just intense.
Do you think he sleeps like that?
I have
You
no
think he
idea.
sleeps with his face like that?
Now he's mocking Judais. Called him Frankenstein's monster.
Sleeps with a mirror, probably.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster killed people. I don't know if you want to call him that.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
That's one way to get your jawline changed.
Oh, but instead going for body shots.
Judais does not care one bit about the jawline on Jamie Stanley unless he's elbowing it and punching it and kicking it.
And right now, he's not really giving him, not really caring about those ribs either.
Vicious body shots by Judais.
You can see the sinister minister smiling on.
With that evil look in his face and his eyes.
It still makes me wonder why Sal Rinauro wants to be mentored by Father James Mitchell.
I think he just wants to be accepted.
I think that's it exactly.
He wants to be accepted. Ooh.
Fall away slam almost throws him from the ring.
Yes. Look at James Mitchell. Look at the snicker and the evil on the face of James Mitchell.
I don't know if he was talking trash or maybe saying some sort of evil incantation to absorb Jamie Stanley's soul.
He's loving this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling
Is he choking him with the apron?
Oh my gosh, he's choking him with the apron.
That jawline's caught up in the apron.
Those clubbing blows were so strong, I was feeling the ground shake.
Yeah. It's like
he might have cracked ribs after those.
Oh my God, he speaks.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard him say anything like that.
He does speak.
And after that flurry of thuds, I don't know that you can argue with him. That's.
I don't know what it's going to take for Jamie Stanley here to kind of find an opening in this match.
Well, maybe this crowd here in the NWA Arena for the first time ever cheering. Oh my God!
I can't.
Springing off the turnbuckle.
Writhing in pain, grabbing at that lower back.
Oh, the pure evil exchange between Judais to Father James Mitchell.
It's amazing how things have changed. The atmosphere has changed here inside the arena, and now this crowd is cheering for Stanley.
Who would have ever thought that, right?
I would never have seen
That's how bad this beating has been.
Yes, and that's how evil Judais is. He's got his fingers in his mouth, or he did.
I think he had one. Definitely fish hooking in there.
Back to those body shots now.
Trapping those arms completely defenseless in the corner.
Jamie Stanley is taking a vicious beating at the hands of Judais. Setting him up now like a freight train. He's got to move out of the way.
And he does.
This might be Jamie Stanley's chance to get something in this match. Sends him to the apron. Here's your chance. You got to get in there. You got to stay on him. You got to stay on him. It's going to take a lot more than that.
Big chance here. He's taking a big chance.
Oh,
and he hit it.
He did.
It paid off. It paid off for America's Jawline.
Stay on him, Jamie Stanley.
Cannot hesitate here.
He wants to do the pose.
This is not smart at all. Not smart. Not smart. Not smart. See, this is exactly.
Oh, but a boot to the side of the face. That dude.
No,
this is not. This is not the type. This is not the time or the place or the setting or the opponent to do that to.
Drops the elbow, but no.
Right into.
He grabbed him by the throat.
Judais is like, you do not.
Elbow drop.
You do not disrespect or embarrass me. Bye bye, Stanley. Through the ring you go.
It's got to be over.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Oh, he's not.
Pulls him up.
Oh, come on.
He's not done yet.
Hey, there are consequences
Oh, no.
to bad decisions. That disrespectful pin, he's paying for that
we've seen
now.
this before
Oh,
from
no,
Judais.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Crucifixia! The crucifixia!
This is it, guys.
The winner of this match, Judais.
Jamie Stanley gave it everything he had. It was not enough against this monster Judais and the sinister minister, Father James Mitchell.
Welcome to our final segment here on PowerrrSurge. Joining me right now is the NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion, Matt Cardona, and the challenger.
Why is he here?
Because he is challenging you at the Crockett Cup
ruined
for
my
the 10 pounds of
celebration.
gold.
Because it's only a matter of time before I take that back as the real world's champion. But
Okay.
please continue.
We've heard that before.
Matt Cardona, you've been a champion for a short time now, and I want to take a moment to get your thoughts on the matchup that you had with Trevor Murdoch and where you are right now. What's your headspace like going into the Crockett Cup?
It was a fight. You saw it. He was covered in blood. I was covered in blood. It was the toughest match of my career. And, you know, Trevor, when he won the title, he dedicated it to Harley Race. And, you know, so did I. We're both the kings. He was the king of the ring. I'm the deathmatch king. And now we're both NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champions. It's great. It really is.
I can feel the energy from Nick Aldis almost seething just hearing the words Harley Race come out of your mouth. Nick Aldis, what's your response?
When you first came into this company, I gave you a chance and I sort of sat back and observed everything that was going on. When I lost to Trevor Murdoch in St. Louis, I made a promise to him and to the lineage of the NWA that Trevor Murdoch deserved a chance to stand in the spotlight by himself. So I kind of stepped away for a moment, and then I ended up getting sidetracked with other issues. I even brought in Doug Williams so we could reunite the British invasion. Also that Trevor Murdoch could do that title justice. And I sat back and watched you come in.
And save the company.
I watched you come in and start running your mouth about saving the NWA, about all these things that this place needed. And you know what's so funny to me is that I was here when this company was me and Tim Storm. And then everybody else, just like every other time in the wrestling business, they have all this to say, they want to have all these little comments, and then once you actually start getting it rolling and cooking, then these guys start showing up. Oh, hey, brother. Hey, let me in. Hey, what about me? You know, because I was at WWE for God knows how many years. You probably don't remember, but here I am. So, hey, I could really help this place. And some people fall for that, Matt. I don't. Because I was the world's champion for 1,000 days.
You were, and you did a great job.
I did a fantastic job, and it's only a matter of time before it comes back. Because actually, Matt, and look at me when I'm talking to you, I actually agree with you on one thing. Now, the NWA does need saving, and you have the nerve to mention Harley Race. I was there, and so was Trevor, when they lowered his body into the ground. And what were you doing? Playing up to a bunch of emotional hemophiliacs on Twitter, playing up about this gimmick about Deathmatch King, running your mouth about how you're somebody. No, you're a clown.
Okay.
And when the time comes, the clown goes down and this circus is over. And your little midlife crisis comes to an end, and the real world's champion goes back where he belongs. So don't get too comfortable. Shine that thing up. Take good care of it, because what you're holding right now in your hand is the most precious commodity in professional wrestling.
Because I'm the champ.
No, because Harley Race, Ric Flair, Dory Funk, Jack Briscoe, Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, and everybody else, including me and Trevor Murdoch, made that. And you are privileged to hold it. But trust me when I tell you, it's coming to an end.
Okay.
So please show up. Please don't pull any tricks. Please live up to your word, because you're right. The NWA does need saving, and it's getting saved by the real world's champion.
I watch the product, okay?
I know what you did as champ, and I know what you're going to do to try to win the title back. I'm not coming unless, it's fair. Everyone's out to get me. Billy Corgan's out to get me. There needs to be, like, a special guest referee that I agree to, okay? This needs to be fair. My celebration was ruined. Ruined! My night. 19 years. 19 long damn years to be a world champion, not just any world champion. The NWA Worlds Heavyweight Champion. This title means everything to me, and he ruined my celebration. And now he's going to try to take it from me? No. No, there's a difference between being nostalgic and living in the past. He was a great champion, but I am the champion forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Matt Cardona is demanding a special guest referee. I'm sure we'll have more updates on that on social media, but we are getting very, very close to the Crockett Cup. As a matter of fact, next time you see me, I'll be there. I'll see you there.